Hello, this is Priscilla with Cilla Travel, where I help you live the dream through travel. And happy Sunday, everyone. I know it's been a while, but things have been moving and shaking in the background. So I am here to talk to you about some soulful experiences coming up for Europe in 2024 and in 2025. And this is Priscilla with Cilla Travel, helping you live the dream through travel. So, how is everyone this evening? And what are you drinking? I'm drinking water because the weather here in the Charleston, South Carolina area is hot one day, cold one day, and sometimes it just messes with my sinuses. So here we go. I got my water. So what are you folks drinking this evening? And hello, Etta. How are you doing? You're in Phoenix. Nice to see you. Hello, Diane. Diane, where you from, Diane? Thanks, Etta from Phoenix. Nice to see you. Hello, Estella from New York. That's where I'm from originally. I'm from Brooklyn. Hello, Dale. Nice to see you. And hello, Gwen Jackson. How you doing? My sister. Hello, Liana from Massachusetts. How are you doing? And Brenda. Thanks for joining, Brenda from Mississippi. I'm glad you got yourself settled. Hello, Antonia. So, Antonia, where you from? Oh, Gwen, she's in New York. Yes, I forgot to tell y'all. Gwen's my sister, and she's from New York. She lives in New York. I don't live in New York anymore, but I am a native New Yorker. So, I'm going to talk about today. What I'm going to talk about today are soulful experiences, the next iteration of experiences. And before I get started, I just want to do a little introduction. For those of you who don't know me, who are not familiar with me, I'm Priscilla with Cilla Travel, and I help you live the dream through travel. So I am an independent travel agency owner. So I'm not hosted. I'm not affiliated with anyone. I've got my own business, and travel is my second career. I am, like I said I'm from New York already. I live in the South now. My background is in government and IT and software engineering. So this is my second career. And what I do is I provide premium travel planning services and advisory services, because that's important after the pandemic, for empty nesters and professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners who want to explore more. And I emphasize more on empty nesters because that's when you have the freedom to travel and live the dream. So how many of you out there are ready to live the dream? By meaning, you don't have any kids or anything to worry about. You can actually pack up and go and finally live those dreams. Hello, I see Diane. How you doing from Springfield? No, that was Diane is from Detroit. Nathan is from Springfield. Nice to see the both of you. Nice to see you. So let me know in the comments, who's ready to live the dream? Who can live the dream and have no strings attached because you're able to do it? And hola, Nathan Berry, how you doing? All right, just let me know in the comments if you're ready to live that dream. Yep, somebody's saying, finally, now Facebook user, if you're in my group, my Facebook group or another Facebook group, just click the link in the bottom of the post, granting StreamYard, StreamYard's a third-party software that I use, permission to show your profile. So go ahead. Gwen says she's ready too. And Nathan says, muy bien. Yes, Etta, she's retired and an empty nester. I'm an empty net. Well, almost an empty nester. I have an adult daughter that still lives with me, but everyone's grown. I don't have any kids, and I'm getting ready to retire from federal service 2024, first quarter, March. So yeah, it's time to live that dream. So today, what I wanted to talk to you about is I wanted to just refamiliarize everybody with these soulful experiences. Because we had the very first soulful experience kick off. Before I even get there, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I was doing last week. I went to the European Travel Agent Forum in Italy. I said in Italy. I was selected to be a delegate to represent travel agencies in the United States. So I represent my clients. So I was able to go. I was invited to Italy to meet with other travel suppliers, network, so that I can meet these folks in person. We did a lot. This is actually our final banquet. It was a group of us, multicultural background. A group of us went there. This town in northern Italy called Senigallia, northern on the Adriatic coast across from Croatia. They want their city to become the next tourist destination. It's a pretty town, but how many of you are tired of the crowds? Like you go to Rome and everything's so touristy and crowded. Charleston's starting to get like that too. Myrtle Beach, I'm not far from Myrtle Beach. It's totally touristy, and it's just, like, okay, I want to do something authentic. So that town is pretty authentic. So we had a forum for travel agents to come and meet all the suppliers. When I say travel suppliers, I mean like the tour operators on the ground, because I don't work with online booking engines. That's not what travel agents or advisors do. We actually, for the most part, provide our clients with a service where we're creating customized trips. That's what I do. I do customized trips for people who are too busy and don't want to get online and try to figure out all this stuff and figure out where they want to go. Is it a good place? Is this going to be a good fit for me? And people who want to up-level their vacations because they're like, I had my kids and we compromised. I don't need to compromise anymore. How many people can identify with that? My kids are grown. I don't have to compromise anymore. So if that's you, put a 1 in the chat. Okay. All right. So what I want to talk to you about quickly or briefly is, and it really shouldn't be quick, is the very first Soulful River Cruise. And it kicked off this past summer in August. I had 2 clients who went. It's called the AMA Waterways is the cruise line. The very first Black Heritage cruise hits high notes. It was in Travel Weekly magazine, and it was a smash. This is the very first and only Black Heritage river cruise ever. So I'm going to give you a little backstory on that. So during the pandemic, when there was nothing happening, a group of travel advisors were invited by this company, AMA Waterways, to sail with them, because during the pandemic, they didn't have any US clients. They were doing all charters in Europe. So the company is actually owned by it's a German company. They have headquarters here in the United States, but they're actually German. And they wanted to reach out to the Black community, this market, because in 2019, before the pandemic, I believe it was like $11 million. No, $11 billion that Black travelers spent. That's a lot of dough. So this company reached out. They invited travel agents from all over to come. And we had meetings with them. And I had meetings with the owner named Christine Carr. She's one of the owners. And many of us Black travel advisors said, hey, there's a lot of history here in France, you know, so Europe, but in France. So it would be nice if you could do a specialty itinerary just for us. So I did sail on the itinerary before in France on the Rhone River, but it did not have the Black heritage and history emphasis on it. So lo and behold, they put the very first one together with feedback from the Black travel agent community. And the first one sailed this summer, and I had two clients to sail on it. It sold out so quick. So let me see if I can play a video for you of the things that the feedback from the travelers themselves. So hang on one second. I'm going to see if I can share this video here so that you can see it. All right, so I am going to see if I can play that video. So if I click there, let's see. Well, no, that's the article. I am going to see if I can get this video to play for you guys. If not, it's always something when you go live on how to do something. So let's see. I'm going to stop sharing that, and I'm going to share something else. I'm going to present. Okay. Here we go. And let's play this. The guest review.
There's so much history as African Americans that we do not know. We've never been shared or taught about in our history as an African American. And so for me to come to France and be immersed into the culture and learn about what the impact has been for people in
Sorry about that.
France, or what the impact, like to hear that Claude McKay lived in Marseille. It's been very moving to hear the different stories, the experience, the culture.
I thought it was amazing. I believe it's one of the best things that needed to come forward because it's needed for the Black community to experience different cultures in Europe and as well as know the Black history.
There is a population of African American professionals who have the income, who have the time, and who want that experience. Many people need that sense of belonging, to be in an experience where there are other people who look like me who are enjoying themselves. I'm just so thrilled. I really like the idea that the company is committed to supporting African Americans.
I am very much committed in terms of AMA waterways.
I had a wonderful time, and I'm glad I did it. But I would say to you that if I'm going to go on another cruise, it'll be AMA.
And the experiences, the welcoming that we had as a group, I'm not going to forget that ever.
And that was beautiful. So we had so much feedback on the river cruise that the company decided to create more sailings. So it was such a wonderful experience, and there was so much feedback, positive feedback. It was quite an emotional experience for many. Just going to France and learning all about the history and everything, and learning about all of these Harlem Renaissance artists and writers and soldiers who fought in World War I and World War II and gave their life for this country. And it's just a history that we just, haven't learned a lot. And, it's very important. And it was very moving for people to go all the way to France to learn about it. So we're going to be doing another one in 2025. I have one sailing. There's one more sailing. 2024 is already full. It's already full. Already. So there are only a few cabins left on it. If you're interested in going, you're going to have to reach out to me directly because I will have to snag a cabin for you. The deposits are $400 per person. This is going to be sailing for Juneteenth of 2024. It's also my retirement trip from federal service. So yay, I'm retiring from federal service and this is my retirement trip. So how many of you think this is something that you would be interested in? Just put a 1 in the comments if this sounds like the kind of trip that you would be interested in taking, whether you catch some space on this sailing or maybe in 2025 or another similar type of trip. Just let me know in the comments if this is something that you are really interested in doing. So yeah, few cabins left. And it's going to be 3 nights in Paris first. It's combined. It's a land and river cruise, 7-day river cruise with special emphasis on Black culture. And that's why it was so moving for those who were fortunate enough to snag space. The trip features jazz performances, all the tours and excursions are included because this is a river cruise. It's totally different than your ocean type cruises. You don't get off with a bill, and you actually get to be immersed inside the culture. All of the wines and spirits are included, including beers. There's a daily sip and sail cocktail hour. There are the tours celebrating the Black diaspora are included in this. There's gourmet dining. Like I said, I've sailed with them and the food is delicious. Everyone gets an opportunity to eat at the Chef's Table restaurant, so you don't have to pay extra, and you just have to put your name on the list and everyone gets an opportunity. It's like a 7-course meal. You see them their chefs cooking the food in front of you. It's awesome. They actually locally source the food at each and every stop. It's like a moving boutique, floating boutique hotel. And you embark once, you unpack once, and you stop and travel to multiple destinations, and you only have to unpack one time. So the 3 days for the Black History tours in Paris will be, it'll be 3 nights. And then we will take the high-speed rail and go on to Lyon and embark on the ship. Now, there are also active tours like biking and hiking because there are some people who actually ride. And it's okay, Barry, nice to see you. So I see several of you are interested in this kind of thing. Gwen, Estella, and Brenda, most definitely. There are also complimentary airport transfers with the purchase of air. Now, when I say airport transfers, I'm talking about the transfer to and from the airport, not the transfers once you embark on the trip. Once you get to the hotel, you're on the tour, so everything else is included in it. You're free to purchase your own air. However, there's an additional fee for the transfers, which is really nominal. I believe it's like $60 per person, something like that. Like I said, you unpack once and you visit many towns and cities. The hotel is going to be the La Méridienne Étoile. That's located in the Champs-Élysées, close to shopping, close to public transportation. The Arc de Triomphe, it was originally supposed to be at the Arc de Triomphe Hotel. However, because the Olympics is going on that time, it was hard to get that hotel. So this hotel actually has a jazz club in it. So that actually worked out perfectly. Now we're going to have the Josephine Baker tour in Paris. Um, the history of Josephine Baker. And I remember my mom used to talk about Josephine, and she loved her. She went to Paris in the 1920s and as a actress and dancer, and they were fascinated by her. She actually became a French citizen, and that was during World War One. Now, during when World War II came along, she actually became a spy for the French resistance, and she was honored in Paris in 2022 by the president Emmanuel Macron, and she was interned symbolically because her family didn't want to move her remains at the actual Hall of Heroes. There's also going to be a Black Paris history tour in there's a Black neighborhood in Paris, Montmartre. That's one neighborhood that used to be a place where the many of the artists, singers, Langston Hughes, many of the other Black artists lived during the early 19th century. Back then, it's expensive now, but back then it wasn't. Of course, you know how that goes. There's an active church there. Then, like I said, we'll be taking the high-speed rail from Paris to Lyon, which is the gastronomy capital of France, where we will embark on the Ama Christina and start the river cruise portion of the tour. So they're beautiful accommodations, and this is where we'll start. We'll start in France. Excuse me, not France, but Lyon, where the purple dot is, and then we'll sail the Rhone. These are all the different stops we'll have. There are some there's going to be emphasis on Black heritage jazz, because jazz actually became a part of French culture because of the African American soldiers during World War One. They brought jazz to France. Did you know that? The Harlem Hellfighters band, that was a National Guard unit out of New York in the early 1900s during World War One, who they wanted to prove that they were just as American and wanted to fight for their country. However, back then the military was separated, was segregated during those times. So they were relegated to like menial tasks. However, the French needed help. And the United States Army loaned this unit to the French. So this unit trained with the French, and they distinguished themselves. So they fought. And they were called the Harlem Hellfighters because that was during World War One, and the Germans were so afraid of them because they were ferocious. They distinguished themselves. They were also honored by the French, by one of France's highest honors for supporting and liberating France during World War One. Now, World War II, we know other things happened with other Black units, like the Tuskegee Airmen, as well as some other African-American units who fought in World War II, who faced similar circumstances. However, it was better than World War I time, but they distinguished themselves. And that's all a part of the tour. Some of these places, there's also a place for the Senegalese, the riflemen. They were some volunteers from Senegal, because Senegal was a former French colony. So they came to France to fight on the side of the French, and they distinguished themselves. Okay, so in Lyon, that's, like I said, that is the gastronomy capital of France, and that is where most of the tasting goes on. And I'm just going to briefly just tell you what's going on this 2024 cruise. There'll be jazz experiences, some onboard experiences, as well as on land experiences. The best part about it is you're not on the ocean. And then we're going to end our tour in Marseille there's a Black heritage and history tour in Marseille. Marseille is a multicultural city. It's on the Mediterranean, close to Africa, Northern Africa. So there are a lot of African people living in Marseille. And in Arles, we will disembark and go back home, unless you add-on, the 3 days and 2 nights in Barcelona. So then we will take the high-speed rail to Barcelona. So there are very few cabins left on this particular sailing. This is for the Juneteenth 2024 sailing, June 17th through June 27th. $400 deposits, structured payments. Right now, it's like I said, all of them are almost gone. We do have financing options through Uplift, or you can use your credit card because the final payment is due in March. This tour has been open since April. Flights are available for purchase, travel protection, of course. You can also get the Barcelona add-on. There are some single, double, and triple occupancy cabins available. It's like 1 or 2 of each, because as time goes on, some people have to pull out for whatever reason. Now, I'm going to move on to, I know we talked about Europe, but we're going to be talking about South America. So there's also a new soulful cruise called Soulful Colombia, and that's in Colombia. That's going to be in 2025, and it's going to be Cartagena, a tour of Cartagena, Magic of Colombia. That's going to be October the 18th to the 25th of 2025, and that's a 7-night. It's a Cartagena cruise from Barranquilla to Cartagena. And this is just some of the things that's going to happen. Is we're going to embark during the carnival celebration. That's what Barranquilla is. And there's some exclusive tours. And after that, there are also going to be some post-cruise options. They're optional 3-night in Medellin for land package, or Panama. I'm leaning towards Panama. I don't know about you. I'm leaning towards Panama. I know in Barranquilla, they have, the Medellin land packers, they have the Colombian coffee region, and I love coffee. I'm torn. I'm like really torn because I love coffee, and I would love to go to a coffee plantation and make my own coffee, or ground it or something. Just get fresh coffee. So that is just an overview of 2025. The details are not out for booking yet, so you can get on the VIP list for that. Just stay tuned, keep following me. And now we're going to move on to Portugal. So Portugal, this is brand new, a soulful experience for Portugal. This is a new one that we came out, and Barry is saying do both. Yeah, he's like, do both. I wish I could do both, but I think both. I'd have to check with the times. It's so soon. I don't know if one's a pre and the other is a post. I don't have those details yet because it's still far out in advance. I would love to do both. So we have the Soulful Experience for Portugal. This one is curated, shining light on Black history and culture along the Douro River. And that one's November of 2024. So I'll actually be talking about this one after Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, because I know no one's going to be paying attention during Thanksgiving. So after Thanksgiving, because you guys are on my list, if you signed up, you will get a notice to tune in when I start talking about what's going to be going on with Portugal. So it's 3 nights in Lisbon, plus a luxurious 7-night river cruise in Portugal. And we're also going to visit the where they grow port wine. So there's some tastings there for those of you who are wine lovers. So that is Portugal 2024. That's going to be November of 2024. So Soul for France is going to be June of 2024. That's going to be my retirement trip. And then Portugal is going to be November of 2024. So how you would sign up for that is, I'm going to give you the link, and it will take you to the VIP list sign up. So I'll put all that inside I will put all that inside of the comments here. It's going to be talking about Black history and culture along the Douro River 2024. We'll be talking about, we'll be exploring the history of Black and the African diaspora in Lisbon. And this is just what the itinerary is going to look like. It's from November 13th to November 23rd in 2024. The 3 nights pre-cruise land package in Lisbon, plus the 7-night round trip Porto River cruise. Now, this one fills up really fast because the ship is smaller than the other river cruise ships. However, you will get notified, because as soon as I release the trip, those of you who are on the VIP list will be offered a spot on this river cruise first. There's only, I believe, 115 spots on this particular sailing because of the size of the Douro River. So, let's see. There's also going to be an opportunity to save with Air Plus. So Air Plus is a program that AMA Waterways is offering to people who sign up for the river cruise, but they have to do it by December 31st. Put the deposit down for 2020 by December 31st, 2023. You will also get $500 off. Plus, you'll be able to save with Air Plus. Air Plus is a program where you can start getting your air as low as $8.99, because it's before the rates are released by the airlines. So you'll be able to save. And premium economy, yeah, you just have to reach out to me on what the rates are for premium economy. It's like $1,800. And we know business class, I think it's like $3,800 for business class. But this is before. So with the benefit of using this is, like, if you were to book a cruise with AMA Waterways and then you wanted to get the air, not only are you going to get a break on the air, you can roll your air. You just make a deposit on the air, and then you roll your air in with your payments. So you're not strapped with coming up with this huge chunk of change, because sometimes the air can be more, just as much or more than your entire vacation. So you can save with Air Plus on that cruise. And so live the dream. Are you ready to live the dream? All right, it's time to embark on your soulful journey with the 2024 Good Life and Soul Juneteenth. If there's space available, email me, agent@cillatravel.com. I'm going to put the link in the post for the 2024 Soulful Portugal. The link will be in the post as well. I'll send that out to you so that you can sign up for it. And for the 2025 Live the Good Life Soulful France, that's not open yet, but you can still sign up for the VIP list. So the VIP list is for people who, they'll be notified first, because space on these ships is limited. So one of these ships, most of the European ships, they take anywhere from, on these AMA Waterways ships, they take, and most of them are the same because they're in the river, smooth sailing, no seasickness. You're inside of land. You sail past castles, looking out of your window. You get off in the middle of town. You can take tours, or you can do walks, or you can ride bikes, or do whatever you want. You're not tied to it. But 194 passengers on the AMA Christina. That's not counting the crew. The crew. But on the Douro, on the AMA Douro, that's the name of the ship, there's only space for, I believe, like 115 passengers, because it's the smallest ship because of the size of the Douro. So these cabins go really fast. For the Soulful France, it's only a $400 deposit per person. For the Soulful Portugal, it's going to be a $500 per person deposit. And going forward, for 2025 Soulful, it'll be $500 deposit as well. But the next thing that will be released is the Portugal trip. It'll be the 2024 Live the Good Life. That's my moniker. And Soulful Portugal with AMA Waterways. So does anybody have any questions out there? What do you think about these trips? Are these trips, do they just make you just want to just sail away? Do they make you just want to explore the world? I mean, let me know in the chat if you wanna, if you've got any questions, just let me know. So let me put the email address right now in the chat. Okay, so Barry is asking if you go to the Straits of Gibraltar. Hold on one second. It is going crazy here. The Straits of Gibraltar. Let's show. Do we? No, we don't go through the Straits of Gibraltar. This is the Douro River. So the Douro River, it's going to go from Porto to Porto. But I'm not, I will look to make sure, but I don't believe it's going to go through the Straits of Gibraltar. Yeah, that's a war location too, historically. But I'll look that up. Just get on the VIP list and then you will get the full itinerary. Some of it's still being developed because this is something new that they came up with. They're going to be offering it again in 2025, but they offered it at the end of 2024. So I'm like, I snagged it. I'm like, yeah, people would love to go on that. And here is the link for my website. You can sign up for Portugal. You will see it as soon as you get on my website. That's my website. You'll see the link to sign up. And let's see. And then I'm going to put here we go. I'm going to put the link, the direct link to the Portugal trip here. That's 2024, Portugal. And there's also France for 2025. I'm going to put the link to the sign up for the VIP list for that one, but I will also make sure that you guys get it. Now, there's going to be a giveaway. And I did download everybody's the registration. So if you're on the registration, and I'm gonna make a little video of it because I have a little tool to put it randomizes, and you can win a coffee and a donut or something on me. So I can't multitask right now, so I'm gonna do it offline and send it out to everyone. I'll do a little video of it as well. So does anyone have any other questions? Barry, thank you for your question. Let's see. Thank you for your question, Barry. Anyone else have any questions about these soulful experiences? So if anyone's interested in traveling other than for groups to Europe, just reach out to me on my email because this is for everyone. It's like I've always dreamt of, and my sister knows, we've always pretended to be princesses and wanted to go in castles, let alone who would have thought you could sleep in one now. So I did a poll on my audience and my clients, and everybody wants Europe. So that's why I'm offering Europe right now. That is what I'm offering. Europe is hot right now, and they're very happy to have Americans. They specifically want Americans to come back because they know that that's mainly where their tourism comes from. And, you know, Americans spend a lot of money on travel. So any other questions or comments or anything, let me know in the chat. Let's see. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any more questions? Any comments? No? Well, I certainly hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. I intend to relax because I'm preparing for my retirement from federal service. And I hope to be talking to you next week or so. So be looking out. Get on the list. Get on any one of these lists. Email me. And you'll be able to hear from me. And as soon as these trips, get on the VIP list if you're interested in any of these trips. So just be sure to sign up if you're interested. So This is the last call for questions. Hello, Elmira. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you. Thanks for the salutation. Thank you, Elmira. So nice to have all of you here. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, and just be looking out for emails and make sure that you get on the VIP list. I'm going to send it out just to make sure that you do. But remember, this is Priscilla with Cilla Travel, helping you live the dream through travel. Oh, yeah, just remember, sign up for these trips. And don't forget, as always, live the dream.